Hey guys, how you doing? It is Wednesday, October the 4th, and I hope you're doing well. Let's, what are we gonna smudge with? What am I feeling? I'm feeling a little bit of lavender. I'm gonna go ahead and use the sprig that I was using this morning. How are you guys doing post super full moon? We talked about it. Get into it. Get into the lavender. Yes. I'm just gonna do a little wraparound smudge around my phone because, ooh. All right. Get a little bit over my own head. Okay. Yes. Thank you, lavender, so much. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well post super full moon in Aries. As a quick reminder, I know we did a video on this, but as a quick reminder, we're in this is the last super full moon, a sequence of 4 super full moons that we've been going through. So it's kind of been like, just when you think you can't handle another spotlight, on the dark spots, on the watery spots. Y'all know I'm already going to talk to you about how it is the year of the Chariot, how it is a 7-year, how it is about... We got the keys, right? We got the keys. Our divine inheritance. We are awakening from the great slumber. You guys, I'm sure you've heard people say, if not the, Kali Yuga, and everyone has been asleep and they are awakening, as such as it can also be in coordination with y'all, the energy. You know what? Because that's fine. We can talk about it. Why do my cards not even want to go back together? Pre-Raphaelite, we roll deep together too. I'm surprised. Anyway, okay. I literally never have an issue. Hold on, guys. Oh, what? Child, listen. That's fine, because you know what? We're going to move that stuck energy right on out. And it's because we know how to move our bodies. We know how to ground our feet to the earth. We know how to let our feelings come up to the surface. Oh, you know what? That's just caught me all the way off guard, because Pre-Raphaelite, we don't have issues with her. Listen, okay. She said, let me just chill for a minute. We're going to let her chill. We're going to, that's interesting. Listen, I feel like let's just clear it. Okay. It is interesting to be I'm going to tell you all about, we already talked about this in the other video though, the astronomy, the science behind how the moon is actually orbiting closer to the earth, and that affects us. Just like it affects tectonic plates, weather, gravity, all the thing. Look, okay, so how are you doing recovering from the super full moon in Aries? Because it sure was like having a big old fire lit up under a cauldron, having a huge amplification of light, a magnifying glass, if you will, shine down. So it brings up a lot. It brings up a lot, right? And in a sequence of 4, it's like, it's almost like being in a cycle, and you're like, really? I thought I, quote unquote, cleared this. And I was talking about the year of the Chariot and the wow, I was speaking on our divine reclamation, and it just got thrown off, all off out of alignment. No, we're not claiming that. The thing that I was speaking on too was the year of the Chariot. It's a 7-year in 2023. And it's Chariot ruled, right? Which is Cancer ruled. So we've been working on cleaning, clearing, purifying, raising the vibrational frequency in our, you can say emotional body, you can say divine feminine, you can say waters, right? So that we can drive our Merkabahs with clarity, right? So I'm referring back to that because, having a sequence of 4 super moons is like the amplification. It's like you with your spirit guides, ancestors, your team, and the higher self, right? You know what I mean? It's like you with you and your guides and your ancestors, and the different versions of you on different timelines that you want to evolve into, looking at you under a microscope. Think of like you're shining a light through a murky glass of water, okay? Because we want to clear it. And it's a process. It's a process. This ain't no, let me get dogmatic with myself, because we don't do that. And we don't claim programs of religion over here. You know what I mean? But it's just a process. And I know I'm just saying shout out to everyone, because it can feel intense to have that, the sequence of the super full moons. And it's good. It's okay. It's okay. Not only do the waters get stirred, but it also helps us. And, I've made this reference before. When you talk about doing alchemy, we talk about the soul work, energetic work, right? On this healing, on this evolutionary journey. You put a pot, or, we could say a cauldron over a fire, right? Through full moon in Aries and then rolling into October. Whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. But when you put the fire to the water, you're going to have a process of a chemical reaction, a process of alchemy, which requires us to be uncomfortable. But it is purification ultimately. And also, as we purify, we condense down into a greater form that is more of our essence. And so this is just the process of letting, you might say impurities, you might say blockages, you might say, these may take the form of old wounds, old stories that we still have energetic attachments, emotional investments in, that are not so healthy for us, that are holding us back from evolving into a better, let's say, a more calibrated, more authentic, more organic, healed and restored version of yourself, right? So I understand that we've been feeling it, because we kind of spent the weekend in that super full moon energy in Aries. And of course, because it's such a super amplified energetic full moon, you're going to feel it. Continuous Wednesday is going to continue to ripple out through the week. So be patient with yourself, just tapping in with the energy, of the week of what we're looking at. We are in Libra season. Of course, we have a full moon in Aries. That means the sun in opposition is in Libra. So we're in Libra season. Okay. And that's well on out until not the end of October, but we are in Libra season. What's today? Sorry, guys, I was adjusting my background music, but today is Mercury is the 4th. Yes, so Mercury is moving from Virgo to Libra. So, Libra season, let's pause. Libra season, we talked a lot in Virgo season about the Hermit and the light coming from the healed, restored parts of our heart chakra. We can also call our Stargate. This is which a lot of these energy activations are going to come down and through, that kind of play the equalizer in your energetic field through your heart chakra. And we brought that light out and put it in our lamp, right? So now we're in Libra season. You think about the Justice card. Some people like in Libra season also to the Empress card. But Libra season really has you evaluating relationships. First and foremost, I'm always going to tell you, it's you with you first and foremost. Ultimately, it is you with you inside in your divine masculine and feminine. Ultimately, it's you with you first and foremost, understanding that you are not an incomplete soul that needs anyone to complete you. And we have to do all this work in ourselves. And then Libra season has us coming out and saying, all right, what are my needs versus the other? What is, and this is, with that overarching energy that we've coming out of that powerful Aries energy. I have faith in myself as kind of a reclamation of the self. Aries energy is very much like we talked about before, that solar plexus chakra. This is who I am. Okay, this is who I am, and absolutely you need to show up for that. But we also have those reminders in Libra season. Hey, guess what? You know what? Everything's not about you. And then we evaluate. If you back out and you look at the energy on a whole, Mars still being in Libra season, Mercury's transitioning into Libra. But let's back it out for a minute and think about the year, how Jupiter has been in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. Those are both still in retrograde, by the way. They will retrograde until the end of the year. But Jupiter in Taurus has really been expanding our abundance of wisdom about what it is we value. What do you want to expand upon in your experience? Excellent. I would love to bless you with more of that. Let me just tell you, though, because Jupiter does not play no favorites, okay? It's the benefactor, but it's also the planet of expansion, and we got to be rooted and grounded in open heart chakra space and in our alignment as best we can at the time, because Jupiter is like, cool. I see you. Let's expand that. Awesome. We're going to expand that, too, so you should kind of have to say, whoa. Okay, I need to get real straight on what my values are. And then Uranus is helping us. Again, we're backing out on a grander scale, right? Uranus loves to have us look at things differently. But then sometimes what Uranus will do, ruler of Aquarian energy, right? It's going to hit you like the rebel from the backside. It's going to have you experiencing something in your vibrational field in your reality, right? That's going to make you look at something different. Okay. I'm writing in my journal. I'm manifesting. These are the things I want to call into my life. And Uranus is going to say, all right, because listen, I saw that you kept writing about this over here, but you ain't looking over here to what it is you're trying to value. So maybe we can throw you some curveballs, right? Uranus is like, let's show you some contrast to remind you of what it is you don't want. Or Uranus, kind of tower-like energy with me here, will pull the rug out of your feet a little bit. Uranus and Taurus will say, but I want you to look at this differently. For example, we're just like, okay, I value, let's say, Spirit, I really value, travel. Okay, because I want to experience more things, or because I want to maybe do grid work. I want to connect to other energies around my country, around my state, around whatever, right? And so Uranus in Taurus energy, you're right, Jupiter in Taurus, maybe those are the things you're trying to reconstruct what you value. So then Uranus in Taurus will kind of have you saying, okay, I see that you're saying you value travel, right? But what is at the root of that? Is it that you value freedom? Well, we're going to kind of point out some things that may be uncomfortable for you to look at. Spirit, your ancestors, your guides, right? Your higher self is going to say, we need you to evaluate some practices that you're doing in your life that limit your experiences of freedom, which is at the root of, wanting to be able to travel and create new experiences for yourself. But if you're blocking yourself from your understanding of freedom, you know what I mean? That may be affecting, okay, I'm saying I value this, but I'm not practicing this and this and this to support what I value. So Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus have had us working on what it is we value, how we can view things in unique ways, how we can expand upon the wisdom of, look, these are mine. Maybe they're new set of values. So we need to change the way that we do things. We need to be mindful about what we expand on and make sure it's in alignment with our values, right? Jupiter and Taurus, Uranus and Taurus will be like, okay, so it's time to walk the talk, right? Talking is a bunch of talking at the end of the day. What you walking, So Uranus will come in on behalf of your ancestors, your higher self, your different contracts of what the lessons are that you're to learn. And we'll say, let's highlight a few things here to kind of correct your walk a little bit based on what it is that you are, maybe affirmations, mantras, the work that you're doing spiritually and inside. Okay, yes, this is in alignment with what you're trying to manifest. We're just trying to adjust your walk more to your talk. So that's kind of on a grander scale. But we do have a lot of Libra energy. Obviously, we are in Libra season, but we will have, again, Mars in Libra for like another week. And then we're also having Mercury transitioning from Virgo to Libra. So there is a lot of mental energy. When we think of Mercury as mercurial, that's the messenger energy as well. Messages, through your crown chakra and your meditation practice. Sorry, I keep bumping into the stand. You'll find drawing you back to lessons that you've been learning about relationships, about how you interact with people. What is that teaching you about mental patterns, about your perspectives of reality? So Mercury moving into Libra will say, all right, we've been in Virgo, we've been cleaning house mentally. So now we need to direct our attention back to our reality of relationships and how we interact with people. Is it balanced? Is it harmonious? Is it healthy? Okay. And then, again, Mars remaining in Libra is the wisdom actually of Mars, that divine masculine energy, right? That just wants to, it's almost like a knee jerk. All right, listen, I'm full of willpower. I'm inspired. I want to go do the things, right? It's kind of, you think about the fire signs, right? And Mars energy. Let's go do it. All right, cool. Let's just go do it. But Mars in Libra is kind of, I was telling, I don't know if this was in another collective video. But I was saying something about it has HR vibes, before you go out and do the things, you got to consult with your team of trusted advisors. You gotta consult with your spirit team. You gotta consult with, if you have trusted, valued partnerships and friendships, in your life. Mars is consulting, having conversations, slowing down the knee-jerk reaction, not going out so quickly just to do, but it is the air sign energy of, well, let's think about it, let's talk about it, is definitely kind of feeling like a slowdown, but that's okay. Libra season is it's on, what am I saying? Libra season is in the harvest season on the wheel of the year, right? So Libra season is definitely beautiful aesthetic. Libra season is definitely slowing down to kind of enjoy the fruits of your harvest. Again, in relationship and healthy relationship with people that want to celebrate with you, that support your journey in a healthy way. We could find ourselves evaluating relationships on many different levels. First and foremost, we always want to be evaluating the relationship with self, but then when we move outside of ourselves, we're thinking it could fall on so many different levels for us. It just depends on where we are at with it. Because it could be in a position where, I found that I've overgiven to relationships. I found that I've poured. Eight of Pentacles is about how you work really hard on something and you get to choose what that is. This is kind of the soul essence, the Mirakai, the Mirakesh card. Okay. You're pouring your soul into something every day, one way or the other, whether you're a battery and a cog and a wheel, whether you're pouring it into a wheel and a rat race, whether you're pouring it into codependent, toxic, or karmic lesson type of cycle relationships. Whether you are pouring it into a soul purpose, a creative purpose. And the Eight of Pentacles mind you, it's not always about money. It's about, ultimately, money is just your energy and time, your focus, attention, and exchange, right, for a currency. So when we see the Eight of Pentacles, you need to evaluate who you do partnership with when it comes to the abundance in your life. Absolutely. In harvest season, for example, in Libra season, who all is gathering at your table to celebrate you? Does it feel healthy? Does it feel balanced? Everybody want to run up in harvest season after the field's getting ready to really close down a lot of the heavy work. They want to eat a pie at your table and celebrate with you in holiday season. Okay. But who are, and then I'm thinking of Mars as Libra too, is like, who is advising you? Who is this whole analogy of like people come to sit at your table as you reap what you've sown? We're in the ripe of reaping what you sow season. You might be looking around talking about, you know what, I don't, it may be time to clear the table. Maybe that Aries super full moon had you reflecting on, there's a lot of me and my divine sovereignty and my energy and my healing path. And I've recovered a lot of my soul spark, a lot of my light, a lot of my fragmented self. Now, when I sit back down at the table, maybe my harvest looks like a bountiful spiritual harvest, a bountiful healing harvest, an energetic harvest. Could be money, you know. It could be blessings of abundance because the way you've been able to realign yourself through this wheel of the year, through the zodiac wheel of the year as well, you know. Who's at your table though? And again, Eight of Pentacles is very much like I'm really determined. I'm persevering. There's something that I'm working really hard on, either making, creating, becoming in a disciplined, dedicated way. I've been perfecting. Maybe we shouldn't say perfecting. Maybe say I've been calibrating more and more and more. You know, but it's interesting in this Eight of Pentacles card because we're talking about Libra season. We're talking about this Libra energy. It's like somebody is working really hard. Maybe they're in a house or a shop or wherever it is they're working on their business. Maybe they're in their home working on their own things to work on their own mental health, their spiritual, emotional health, whatever they're doing, right? It's like someone came into their house to look around. You know, maybe you could say, Eight of Pentacles, wow, it is ripe over here. Look at all these pentacles you've manifested. Are these creations that are hanging on these walls? Are these divine golden pentacles that have been returned to you through your inheritance because you have worked to create space, you have been disciplined, you've been dedicated, right? Eight of Pentacles. You've been patient, you've been determined. Wow, look at the fruitfulness of how you've committed to your soul purpose. You know, she's chilling in there, she's looking at you like, oh wow, this is nice. Okay, but who is in your household celebrating your divine purpose with you? Are the people in your relationships in alignment with what you are consistent with? What is it? It's kind of like what you're putting your soul behind, because we're all developing a craft of something, you know, and is said with all due respect and just well-meaning love. You know, sometimes that craft that you're pouring your soul purpose in may not be to your highest and best good. But you know, the Eight of Pentacles has really had me thinking. It's like someone's coming in your house to sit down to enjoy a harvest meal with you, and they're just looking like, wow, you've been doing some work over here. You've been in your flow. Look at, you know, it looks good. What kind of plan have you been doing throughout the year? You know, all right. And this could be, you know, this could be your body. Maybe you've been working on. This could be, again, your business, your soul purpose, your craft. You've maybe had some serious career goals, or maybe spiritual, emotional healing goal, whatever it is for you, right? Always follow your own intuition first and foremost. It's going to look different for all of us, what we've had going on our path of continuously like working on ourselves or working on our joy, or is like mastering some sort of craft. But who is in your house looking at what you've harvested from that? And Libra season what is this trying to fall out? Libra season. Oh, look at Six of Cups. Look, I love Six of Cups as a healing card, but also Six of Cups is like, oh man, is giving this energy. Sorry, I'm just dropping all the cards. Is giving this energy. And it's like, everyone, why am I hearing, hold on, I'm hearing, you know, I can buy myself flower. Everybody's like bringing her flowers. Girl, your healing looks so good on you. What have you been doing? Wow. It gives that energy on the one hand. So listen, channeling all of this through this Libra season, post, you know, Aries super full moon, Mercury in Libra, Mars in Libra. Who is who is in relationship with you? Who are you emotionally contracted with that affects your mental health? That affects your decision making. Mars and Libra, Spirit is kind of saying, people can literally have an energetic effect on how you manifest through your willpower. If you spend enough time, in alignment with people that are very unhealthy for you. And so I think Spirit is wanting us to focus, and your ancestors and guides, they're having you focus on is like aligning your relationships with the new set of values that you've come into the knowing of this year, especially with this Cancerian year, with this Chariot year of the 7. Saying you got the keys, you driving, you clearing, you healing, you learning how to operate your Merkaba, you're recovering a lot of your sovereignty. Are we doing all these things, right? We're doing all these things. Now, if you go and just sit back at the table with people who are not maybe on the same self-improvement path as you, maybe they're not, look, y'all already know, is like when you have to tell your crowd all the time, oh yeah, I really can't though, because I don't really be drinking like that no more. Oh, nah, because I'm probably just going to be in the gym. Or, yeah, I mean, I would love to, but like, I'm really not trying to eat a lot of fast food. I'm not judging it, whatever you are on your path and eating, putting your body, but you get what I'm saying. It's evaluating relationships. And Six of Cups energy is a very okay. When we move through the minors, it's like when we are at the 6, it's like a bridge energy. And we're not quite all the way up to the 10s. We are past the 5 mark, so we're past the halfway point, but it's 3 on one side, 3 on the other. It's very much a bridge. And the 6 of Cups, this is divine feminine, it's emotional, it's water, it's kind of out of the bounds of time. It carries, like a very past, present, future. For me, 6 of Cups is a very like karmic healing, someone who has done a lot of soul work, retrieved a lot of parts of themselves. It's very much you with you. Maybe it's your future self reaching back to you now, in the form of ancestors and spirit guides. Maybe it's you now reaching back and doing in meditation and doing through shadow work, or whatever the case is we're doing. We're reaching back to the inner child and doing healing, because the timelines just flow. I mean, yes, we're in time in some sense, but really we're not. So it's you, I've been over here doing my healing journey, working with my ancestors and guides, which a lot of times are just future versions of ourselves, or past versions, right? I've been reaching back to my inner child and doing different healing modalities, doing different growth techniques, doing different shadow work, doing, body healing, maybe somatic release, right? We've been dealing with our trauma. We've been handling our business, healing our inner child, trying to progress, trying to calibrate and move higher in our frequencies of timelines. But then it's like, okay, but who will you allow to pour back into your cup? Okay, 8 of Pentacles progress into the 9 of Pentacles. But Spirit is kind of bringing through this message, and it's the 6 of Cups is definitely like you've done too much work on your cups, right? On your emotional body. Maybe having a greater attunement and a higher connection of awareness through, again, dealing with traumas, dealing with regrets, dealing with forgiveness, dealing with self-acceptance, all these things that we do when we are improving our mental health, when we are clearing. Remember, we were talking about purifying the emotional body. We've been doing this work. Do not allow people. Well, you know what? It's advisable in Libra season to just evaluate your relationships. We all have free will, and it wouldn't it be just such a shame though? It's kind of like what Spirit is showing me is like someone cleaning I think cleaning silver, or fine china, or some process of cleaning something, and it looks like you would drink wine out of it, maybe like a goblet or a chalice. But then just like pouring soda back into it. It's like, why are you doing that? Did we really just do all this to polish our cups? You know what I mean? We need friends that are filling our cups with flowers. We need relationships. We need, look, we can talk about twin flames and soulmates and these different types of contracts another day. Okay, I don't want to distract from the message by people talking about, oh, there you go about twin flames. But listen, all of these contractual relationships that we're in agreement with to learn lessons, okay, we can call them complete though, okay? We have a window at the wheel of the year when we move into October. It's the death window. We understand that we can choose to actually step up above. Spirit is showing me like different levels of the Wheel of Fortune card. It's like you don't have to roll on level 15 forever. You can actually come up and out. You've had a lot of experiences. No, we're not supposed to live up and out all the time. You know, seeing the Nine of Pentacles here is actually kind of grounding down into celebrating yourself, grounding into personal achievement, is like celebrating your harvest, right? But I'm saying the experiences that we've had, they have moved us kind of like to a different tiered level in our vibration, in our frequency. Timelines and vibration are a little bit different, but we don't have to break that down today. It's like you don't, it would be a shame to hold yourself on tier 15 when you're really like vibing at tier 20. Okay, you could even liken this to dimensions, maybe you could say, and we could talk about third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, etc. dimensions, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just trying to use a metaphor to keep it simple, right? That's like saying, you know, I could have been over here crossing off X, Y, and Z off my list of goals, off my list of healing, off my list of manifestations and creations and experiences, but I'm playing around with 15 people when I really should be on 20, right? You know? Why are you going to clean out your goblet and your chalice? See, Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands energy is like, don't play yourself small to remain wow. Okay, just all the cards. Yeah, see, listen, because look at this. Three of Cups want to come out too. You know, it's a whole message of like, we have been working very hard. And this makes sense to me too, because let me say, Venus energy is so prominent in October. You know, we could go down a list. There is like Venus in a trine. There is Venus in what we call a yod, a finger of God placement is a very powerful placement. There are some T-squares coming up. Venus energy is very prominent. And I think it's important to understand why this is so impactful, because it makes sense as far as the message in the tarot here, with the Three of Cups, with the Six of Cups, with the Queen of Wands, working on myself and my soul purpose over here, continuous self-improvement. I am recalibrating myself. I want to be in the healed, better aligned, more authentic version of me. Sitting over here reflecting on my harvest in the Nine of Pentacles, you know, Six of Cups energy. I'm not trying to refill all the cups that I busted my fucking ass working on my healing journey. And it is Three of Cups, you know, who is pouring into your cup, you know? Because look, it's almost like, see it's like pumpkins or squash or whatever on the ground. It's almost like somebody was really focused on working on a harvest. They were doing great. And Spirit is showing me this image is like, I got ready to celebrate and I thought that people were my friends and that they supported me, but they just trampled all over all this harvest that I brought in because they were so busy trying to fill their cups off the wine that came from my grapes. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, on the positive side, you know, Six of Cups healing and bringing the right people into your life that will continue to pour into you in a healthy way and not getting caught up in nostalgic emotions that bring you back to old timelines that have already served their purpose. Three of Cups can be making room for people that are going to support your harvest. Wouldn't you rather be celebrating, let's say you have a vineyard, you want to be celebrating and toasting and drinking wine to the people that put their blood, sweat, and tears into the whole process of, you know, getting the wine and not just people just coming to your table to try a drink off you, right? We want to be celebrating with the people who helped us bring in the harvest, or that are maybe now in alignment to, again, that new frequency of what it is we value. Jupiter and Taurus, right? Uranus and Taurus saying maybe you should consider new relationships, new people, new community. Maybe you should be communing and celebrating your harvest with tier 20 people, right? You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's not judging, it's no judgment, you know? But Mars, again, Mars in Libra, Mercury in Libra season, is saying, who are you in relationship with? Is it serving you or is it not? Because we need balance and harmony. And y'all know the Justice card is, look, things will be brought to account. Don't worry, our ancestors, our guides, you know, they'll let you know. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's how energy plays out. You know, you don't have to stress yourself over that. But you do need to look at yourself in the mirror every day and understand you're accountable for you. So how we done all this work? We're not going to go backwards. We're not going to play our light and our energy that we've worked so hard to bring down and circulate through our bodies and our minds and our spirits. We're not going to then go and play it small, like, again? I don't know, you know, Spirit is saying, it's like this whole energy of like, you going to put that in your cup again? No, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. You're going to play small on your light again? No. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, okay? And that's why it brought me to thinking about, you know, Venus and the yacht and the trines and the placements that Venus are in is a prominent energy in October. Because remember, and I was doing one-on-one work with my collective and my soul family, you know, of talking about their Venus placements, talking about Venus and Venus and Leo. Because Venus is also moving through the last decans of Leo, and she's been on this journey with Leo, and then we went in retrograde, and we learned about toxicity and things that cause us to doubt our value, and doing work in the sacral chakra, doing work in the heart chakra in regards to what we are worthy, why we do or don't think we are beautiful. And so we did all this body of work, and this was like from the end of June going through July into August. You know, and then now it's like October is a culmination of Venus's journey in Leo. It's a culmination about what we've learned about toxicity and relationships, about repetitive patterns and what they taught us about how to recover and heal our inner child wounds. And so now Venus kind of coming out with all this big energy in October. It's at the end of the wheel of the year, right? It's saying, have you learned from the fact that you are actually the harvest? Now don't go out there and, I don't know why Spirit is saying, feed yourself to the swine. That would be moving backwards. And man, that's like, I know you didn't work this hard on all your schoolwork all year just to get to the end of the year and fail the test. And now we got to go back a whole grade. Let's not do that. We don't have to. It's our choice. And Venus in her journey in Leo has really taught us about how we should choose based on it's like our innate worthiness. And I know, I get it. Trust me. Trauma, especially in younger childhood and trauma and, you know, those survival mechanisms and those unhealthy attachment wounds and relationship, all these different things. I get it. I personally work with and through the same things. But let Venus's journey remind you of your self-worth. You know, we talk about how Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is sensual, of course, a goddess of love, beauty, you know, desire, all these things. But also sensuality starts within. And of course, it's not just about sex, okay, you guys. It's like we have 5 senses. It has to do with what we eat. Why does that make us feel good? What smells good to you? What is an ideal day of beauty for you? What inspires you aesthetically? What is beautiful, right? All these things root back into your own sense of self-worth. When you look at the mirror, I know that I'm beautiful. And it's not based on this, and this that society says. Or I know that I'm worthy, and it's not based on this, and this that I was traumatized and told and as a child. You know, we've done all this work with Venus. And so now it is time in Libra season, which is that 3rd air sign that we've moved through this year. You know, we talked about the air signs. You're bringing in all this light, this energy, into our limbic system, into our minds, circulating through our bodies. We've been doing this sequential work through the air signs. When we get to Libra season, It's what are we going to do with it, but also who are we doing this with, you know? So definitely having a lot of energy teaching us through connections and relationships. And it's really like how you're going to move differently now that you have established new sets of values for yourself. And, again, evaluating the journey that Venus has taken us on about recovering our innate sense of self-worth, because we are divine in human form, and because we are innately worthy. And so it's kind of that energy. Well, that's like, let's walk forward and act like it then, okay? And then we are not gonna put ourselves in a room and then hide under a bushel and play it small. That's not what we're being called to do. So I wish you luck and love this week working with this Libra energy. Returning to your heart space and your solar plexus, and the Venus energy, and integrating that. There is also a reminder, I will say, in Libra season about active listening. Again, Mars in Libra for a little bit longer, controlling your knee-jerk responses. How do you show up to the room? Is it as an active listener? Or is it more in the polarity of that Aries, which in the shadow side of Aries can just be like me, 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 me. Look at me, validate me, listen to me first. This is what I want to do. I'm not even really considering anyone else, and then I'm just grabbing everybody else's hand and let's go, jump on the ride. It's all about me. If that shadow Aries, this is the polar opposite of Libra energy, right? If that shadow Aries kind of sneaks up, you can say, where are the wounds that are embedded in me that feel like I need to fight so hard to have validation from other people? And that's tricky and interesting too. What time are we at here? That's tricky and interesting too, because Libra season and Libra energy can almost go overboard with kind of sacrificing, I'll just do whatever I need to do to make sure there's peace and harmony and balance in this family, or at this job, or so that everyone else is happy. Like, it's fine. I'm not even going to say anything about the fact that they're squashing my pumpkins, because, I just want everybody to be happy anyway. Like, look how beautiful this table setup is. I mean, it's like the most gorgeous harvest celebration ever. Like, it's fine. Like, whatever. I'm not even going to say, no. Libra can in a shadow energy too almost be overly self-sacrificing, right? So we want to practice balancing the relationships in our life. And, it's the end of the season, approaching the kind of the death time on the wheel of the year. And admitting to ourselves that there are some relationships, and there's some people in our lives, some energy in our lives, some patterns of stories of things we surround ourselves in our lives that we've just outgrown them, and it's time to go. It's time to go. Right? And that takes like rawness and honesty and realness with yourself. And I know that's not easy. So I send you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of the week as we prepare to head into eclipse season. That'll be, I think, around the 14th. But yes, we are rolling on into eclipse season this year. So be gentle with yourself. Take good care until we talk again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your presence. And yeah, enjoy your week. I'll talk to you guys soon.